Shir sponsor Louis Nishmas Ham Yaakov Shalom Napa Sitzchok. We're holding in Bava Daf Kuf Yud Gimel. We're starting in the bottom of Kuf Yud Beis and Beis. Says the Gemara, 4 lines to the bottom. Omar Avinu Shluchu de Rabbanon Shliach of Beis Din Me'emnin like a Beitrei. If he comes and says that you asked someone to come to Din and he never came, so he's not interested in coming, we trust him as two. That's in order to put in him a chayrim. Aval psicho, which means, what's the difference? As Rashi points out, psicho means that you have to write the shtar. In other words, not only put a chayrim, somebody for not coming to Beis Din, but to write a shtar about it. He's causing him a loss of money. Who needs to pay the sefer, the writer, to write the shtar? The one who gets the shamter, he needs to pay for it. So he's causing him a loss of money. Loss of money, you need more power. Loy one is not neman. So as Rashi points out, really the reason why you're neman without it, because we assume he's not going to lie. The person's not going to lie. He's not going to just lie in Beis Din. And this goes back to one of these items. The Beis Din have the right to go. It's not a din toyim. Din toyim is not a din edus. Din edus have to have two. He's not a din edus. He was what Beis Din could rely on in order to implement what thing is right. Here, that's good enough to implement it. Says the Gemara, Avino, Yavinon Zimno Apumo Diitiso. Meaning, if we need to come and appoint a time, and we say, you have to come to Beis Din this day, it's called, you're calling someone to come. You could do that based on a woman. You could send a woman to do it. That's fine to send a woman to do it. Or based on neighbors. We let the neighbors know. Please tell this person when he comes home, Beis Din is looking for you. You have to come to Beis Din for Din. That's only if he's right now not in the city. Right? So they told the neighbors when he comes back, please let him know. The first line Kuf Yud Gimel Amud Aleph. If he's in the city, maybe the neighbors did not tell him. He's anyway in the city. So really, probably what happened was Shliach Beis Din met him in the street and told him. Like the guy takes it away from his mind. He tells the neighbor, "Can you please tell him to come?" He says, "Yeah, I'm going to tell him." He says, "Probably anyway he's going to find out. It's fine." This person who comes, he doesn't go through the door of Beis Din, meaning his pathway doesn't go through Beis Din. If he goes through Beis Din, then you say the neighbors, we can't rely on the neighbors. Why? Say, probably what happened was Beis Din, he probably went through Beis Din, and then when he went through Beis Din, they stopped and said, by the way, we need you. So if they know that the pathway, that the derech of this person goes to Beis Din, the neighbors will just forget about it. That's only if he's coming back that day. He's not coming that day. Why? Maybe they forgot. So really, Gemara brings over here what we are very familiar with in today's day and age. You tell someone, please tell somebody I called him. Every excuse that can be used, the person's not going to do it. He thinks he already met him. He thinks he came to Beis Din. He didn't come the same day. He completely forgot about it. You need to, in order to rely on it, he has to know that he's the only one who's relying on it. It's the same thing. Person who has a shtar, it says, you didn't go to Beis Din, therefore you're putting it into chayrim. Until he comes to Beis Din, we don't tear the shtar. Why? You should have come earlier. We gave you the opportunity to come. You didn't come, you get a shtar. You say, I'm going to come, just come. Nothing's stopping you from coming. But if they put a chayrim that he didn't listen to them, didn't say you owe a person money. He didn't listen. So then the size okay until he doesn't listen, we're not going to tear it. Same little thing. Once he said, I'm accepting the din and I'll listen to it, you tear it. Why? Because, as Rashi points out, you assume the guy says, I'm going to pay. So why are you paying right away? I don't have the money. Let me try to get the money. I trust him that if he says, okay, I accept the din the Beis Din told me, I trust him. Like a person coming to Beis Din, he should have just come. Should just come when he had an opportunity, or now he should come right away. Says Muhammad Chizdo, koivim zman sheni v'chamishi v'sheni. You give a zman for the person to come to Beis Din. So you tell him to come Monday, which is when Beis Din are there, Thursday, and then Monday again. Zimno, a time right after there's another time, right after there's another time, which means you're giving him these 3 days after each other. And then, the way the use on the side is, or meaning we give him the entire Monday to come. So we told him come Monday, he didn't come, give him another opportunity Thursday, give him another opportunity Monday. We're going to give him until the end of the day to come, till the last moment. If he didn't come, the next day we write in the shtar. Ravasi Iklo, Beir of Kana. Ravasi came to the house of Kana. Chazayit, so he saw this woman, the husband of Befanya. He ordered her to come to Beis Din in the morning. That same day in the afternoon, he writes he ordered her acher. Didn't you learn what we saw where Chizah said, you give him some more time? A man is different. A man, he has businesses, he's taking care of stuff. He's not right now available to come, so you give him another opportunity. We're talking about a woman in those days, we're in the city, they were always in home. And still Loyas, he's not coming, we read the sea. In other words, what the Gemara is teaching us is, if a person doesn't come to Beis Din, lahachis, he could come. He just blatantly is ignoring the Beis Din's orders. Then you put him in Chem right away. I don't wait. I wait as long as I have a reason to assume that there's a reason why he didn't come. You don't ask someone to come in the days of Nisan when people are busy with Pesach. People are busy with Yom Kippur, Shani, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. On Nisan, you can send them a message, please come after Nisan. You can't tell them to come during Nisan, but you can tell them to come after Nisan. Or be Yom Tishrei, you can tell them to come Levasa Tishrei, come after Tishrei. There we do Kavina. From Erev Shabbos to after Shabbos, like Kavina. That we don't do. My time. There's a difference between Shabbos, a person is completely preoccupied. You come and send him a letter, he's not listening. But Pesach, it's on the same level. You have much more days. Percent of people is busy. He doesn't have time to go to Beis Din, but he does hear when there's some demand to come to Beis Din. Says Rashi says, this is point out, Rashi doesn't say because of the Moyadim. Rashi says because it's the time of Kotzur Ubotzu. It's a time when people are busy with harvesting and harvesting of the land, harvesting of the trees. So it's interesting, we're saying Yom Nisan, what does it mean Yom Nisan? According to this, it means not specifically the month of Nisan, the month of Tishrei, but it's talking about the time, the entire weeks of Nisan and Tishrei when people are harvesting. Others want to say it means Nisan and Tishrei because of the Moyadim. We don't give as man to Prikal people that come to hear the drush on Shabbos. So we don't want to go and tell them, you have to go to Beis Din. Why? Because say, I'm not coming to Shir anymore. Look what happens. I come to Shir, they're driving me crazy with my Beis Din. When you come to Shir, we're not bothering you. Berigl is also, they come to hear the halachas of the regal. When they came to Rav Nachman, it said, we need to get these people to Beis Din. He says, you think the people are getting together to get for you, for Shleich Beis Din to come and tell them to come? No. They're here to hear a shir. That's why they came. Don't use this opportunity to go to hear a shir to come and put on them the din of the Beis Din. Says, this is, by the way, a good source that a person should not try to do a campaign, a tzedakah campaign, when people are anywhere in shul. Hey, people are shul, come for shir, let's come and put a campaign. Try not to do that. You don't want to make it that, if I come to shir, that means I'm going to be hit with another demand for money. But now, the people that are Ramoim, meaning what does it mean that they're Ramoim? That they try to trick the system and never be available. So the only opportunities that we have is to come and get them when in the shir, then we have no way to get out of it. Same way, it says the father left for the children something which is responsible. Pashas, what does it mean? When we learn one sheet, it means they have a karka, then they have to pay. Doesn't have to be mamash acharis like a karka. But lafilu para v'choyrish bo. He has a cow that he's plowing. Chamor mechabeachov. He has a donkey that he's using. Chayavim lachziv dikodadim. Everybody knows this cow was stolen. This donkey was stolen. What about a bed that he's sitting on? Shulchan v'ayichalov, sitting on a table. Now, meaning here it's in the house so nobody sees it. But on the other hand, anybody comes into the house sees, oh, that bed that belonged to Shmuel. Says which is basically the pasuk. I'll give you a little bit. You'll go on and you'll figure out how to learn from it more. Rashi learns what it means is that you have to. It's the same thing. Meaning the same way you can't use a cow and you can't use a donkey, you also can't use the bed. That's what it means to say. Even though it's not explicit, you will learn based on what I said. Says the Mishnah. Now we start a new Mishnah. 8:14. We're now allowed to exchange money. Moiches is a tax collector. We'll see in the Gemara, talking about tax collectors doing things which are unjustified. So you're not allowed to enjoy, he's considered to be a gazlan, he's a thief. You're not allowed to go and say, I have a $100 bill, can you please give me change? Because you're enjoying the money which was stolen. You also cannot go and take from a keys, from the money of a gaboy, that are taking away, they're also tax collectors. Just different types of tax collectors as appropriate on Rashi. You don't take tzedakah from them, because again, it's considered to be stolen money. You could go to a tax collector, take from his house, where there he doesn't hold on to the tax money, or from the marketplace, where again he doesn't have the tax money over there. Meaning, if he owes money to the tax collector, so then, and he has only a $50 bill, but he owes only $25. So then he says, okay, give the 50, give me back. That's considered to be just a save. I don't want to give him 50 and lose 25. So that he can take back. So Moichsin, that's what you want to say. But Shmuel says more. We know what Shmuel said. We didn't mention that in Maseches Nedarim, and we mentioned it Agavucha Maseches Gitin. What did Shmuel say? Dina de Machuso Dino. The din of the king is a din. There is a din that we have here, a din Machuso. Says the Gemara, we speak about in a moment the idea of din Machuso. But the din of the king is a din. We're talking about a tax collector that has no limitations. He collects and collects and collects. That's not a real tax collector. That's not a real din. Real din means you're paying what needs to be paid. But a guy goes and just makes up money in numbers on his own, that's not a tax collector, that's a guy. We're talking about a tax collector that nobody appointed him. The king did not ask him to collect taxes, but he decided to take control, like a mobster, take control of the street, and you have to pay him protection. Some say on the following. We say this whole shmuel on the following Mishnah or Brisa. I think it's a Mishnah. Person should not wear kilayim. He should not wear kilayim even above over 10 clothes. Why would he wear kilayim over 10 clothes? Because he doesn't want to pay taxes. He doesn't want to pay the customs. You go through customs. So if you're wearing it, nobody's going to ask it for you. But if it's in the suitcase, they're going to stop you and make you pay. You're not allowed to steal. So here, it says over here that you're not. So the Gemara is going to say the Mishnah is like Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva says you're not allowed to steal from the customs. You're allowed to steal from the customs. So regarding kilayim, we're talking about you wear for kilayim. What's the machlekes? The gabi kilayim, we have a machlekes. Can you wear it on kilayim or not? Because the question is, I'm not enjoying, I'm not benefiting from the cloth, but I'm still wearing it. So is a problem if you have kilayim without kavanah. What does it mean? Could you be Meriach? So just explain. The bride that we're mentioning is regarding Kilayim. Could you wear Kilayim to Meriach the Meches? So the Machlokes is regarding Kilayim. Can you wear it to Meriach or not? What Subishtabal Gabi Kilayim? Machlokes is, are you allowed to wear Kilayim when you're not intending to wear it? But what Mashal Meriach the Meches is not a problem. How can you go and steal customs and evade taxes? We're talking about the same answer. We're talking about not a real tax collector. We're talking about a tax collector who is overcharging with no reason. Standing on his own. Some learn it on the following. Let's remember, this is talking about, we learned in Mesechus Nedar. Comes a tax collector, and he says, whoa, what is this field doing here? So the guy doesn't want to pay him the tax. He tells him, this is not my field. It belongs to Truma. It's not mine. It's here, but it's not mine. So he says, really? It's not yours? Do a neder. So noidrim leharogim, to someone who's trying to kill, if you don't pay him. Oh, v'lecharomim ulamoichsim. Sorry. That this belongs to a thief, to a guy, to a killer, and someone was stealing. The thief was coming to kill, and the charamim was coming to steal. Ulamoichsim in the tax collector. You can be neder. What's a neder? Sheisha truma. This field belongs to truma. Sheisha beis hamelech. It belongs to the king. Al b'sheinish truma. Al b'sheinish beis hamelech. You can do it. Today's quotes are here, the Gemara over there. That means it because he is in his heart is saying, I'm not really meaning this, and you're allowed in this case. Says the one, how can you do it? How can you tell it to a tax collector? You have a din. You have to go with the king's decree. Same answer. It's a tax collector, he has no limitation. He's taking tax with no cheshbon. If he stands on its own, nobody appointed him. Rav Hasham, another answer. Now, till now, the answers were based on the fact that the tax collector was a Jew who was appointed by the king or not appointed by the king. Rav Hasham says, talking about Memrichas Knani, a goy. The Tani Yisrael, the Knani on the Shaboladin, when you have Yisrael and you have a goy coming to Beis Din, if you could make the Jew win with Din Yisrael and the goy will listen, Zakeu, they will kach Din. So, this is the Din Am Yisrael. But Din Knani, you see, by based on Torah, won't win, but based on the unlegal, the Jew will win. Zakeu, then will kach Din. We say that's what you judge. If not, you try to make different excuses why he's not paying. That's what you do. You don't try to trick him. Pay to Kiddush Hashem, because Kiddush Hashem is going to say the Am Yisrael don't keep basic law. Because Kiddush Hashem, without a problem, Kiddush Hashem. Let's say the guy is not realizing that he's being tricked. Boy, if he has a Knani, we show you a lot of steal from a guy. והתניא Shimon דבר זה דור שבקיבו כשבא מזריף ומניקים את פסקו ספרים מנהל לגז הקרני שעוש היינו ינהל הסתיל from a goy. תומר אחרי נמכר גול תילו. It speaks about an Eved Yisrael who's sold to a goy. You have to go and redeem him from the goy. So when you have to redeem him from the goy, you have to make sure you're going to pay him the right value. As the Gemara goes on to say that Kavgim on base. Shelo yemashkenu v'yetze. Don't just go and take him away from the goy without payment. Could it be he's going to allow the goy to overcharge? The guy can say, this guy, I want to charge him $1 million. So then we say, you do a cheshbon. So you do base the cheshbon. So what do you see over here? You see that we're not supposed to steal from a goy. And that's the sources that are crying. The difference between a goy and a goy who accepted himself not to worship over the Zohar. It's both sitting together. It says regarding when a person, in Parshas Behar, Vidarshin, it says over there, if someone goes and sells a Shemitah product, he embedded the Shemitah product, so he will have to sell his Kalim. Afterwards, you have to sell his daughter. Everything, then that doesn't help to sell himself. And you have to sell himself not only to a Yid, but to a Goy, not only to a Ger Toishav, but even to a Goy worshiper of the Zohar. Not only to you, Leger, Shema Leger, but Leger Tzedek Leger Toishav, Shema Leger Toishav. That's all based on Psukim Parshas Behar. Talk about his mamash worship of the desert. He's in the church. So what do you see? You see they're all compared to each other. So this is one really different. If you're stealing from the goy, then the din is that you're not allowed to steal from the goy. But if you're just not paying him his loan, then you could do it. Of course, one second. Evidivri is of course of us. What's Evidivri? Evidivri talking about that right now you're not stealing from the goy. You're just not allowing the Evidivri to do the work that he's obligated to do. One understands Evidivri is like a loan, and you have to pay you by working for you. So more of the time, so we learn the Maseches Kiddushin that Evidivri is not considered to be only for his work. He's considered to be acquired by the goy. It's like an item that belongs to the goy. So therefore, it's going to be that he's taking away from the goy. So what did the Gemara basically say? The Gemara said one of the answers was, which tax collector? We're talking about a goy. Tax collector, a goy, you could steal. This is more you could steal from a tax collector. This is more you could do, of course, of the hustle. Don't pay the loan. But you're not talking about actually stealing. You're not allowed to steal from a goy. But whatever is a lost item, you don't have to give it back to him. You're allowed to eat. You know, when you conquer it, you're allowed to benefit from everything that's there. It's not when you conquer them. It's not I'm a guy, you're not allowed to do it. How do you know that you could, that video you don't have to give it back to him? How do you know that a Veda that was lost from a goy is mutter for you to keep? You give it back only to a Jew, not to a goy. Maybe you're talking about when he found it, but he didn't pick it up. So then you don't have to give it back. You don't have to pick it up to give it back to him. So you have to go and look for the goy. It's already holding it. Let me give it back. You found it already. Also says you don't have to give it to a goy. And we learned the Gemara. It says someone who gives to a goy, it's a terrible thing. There's a pasuk that says about you're now allowed to give it back to a goy. It's not here in our Gemara's mashra. You don't have to. But then there's an issue to give it back to a goy. Says the Gemara, Tanya Pichas b'yayim mikosh shechil Hashem. I feel it also. If it's a chil Hashem, the goy is going to stand in the sea. He's going to say the Jews look at how they're acting. You're not allowed to. If he makes a mistake, you're allowed to take it. What's the case? When Shmuel Zovin Mikus, when he bought from a goy, he bought from him a golden cane. Bimar the parasol, he paid for it as the value of copper. Because he told him, by the way, this is not gold, it's copper. It really was gold. And not only that, but also he gave him 4 zuz, and he told him, he gave him 3 zuz, and he said, here's your money. And really, the guy thought it was 4, but really it was 3. Rav Kahana Zovin Mikusi Mea Be'esrim Chavito, he bought 120 barrels, Be'mea, and he paid only the value of 100. Even what he paid, he did not pay in the full amount. Look that I'm relying on you. So Rashi brings 2 pshat. From one pshat is means that he told the goy, I'm relying on you. So I'm paying, you go, you count it. I'm not counting it too well. Ravina Zovan Diklo, who vikuti litzacho. Ravino with a goy, he bought a tree in order to use it for the wood, under the wood. Go and get for me the wood, the one which is closer to the ground, because it's wider. The kusi min yoda yoda. The kusi, he knows the number. He's going to say how many branches you took. You took 7, I took 7. He's not going to look at the fact that I took the wider one, the better ones. He's going in his way. He sees the vines in a vineyard. He sees grapes in it. He tells the shaman, I see. If you see if it's a goy, take it. If it's a Yisrael, not. So the Gemara, that Kusi, here's what he's saying. Amalei the Kusi Shori, allowed to steal from a guy. Amalei Kusi Shokad Mei Solo Shokad Mei. No, I was planning to pay you back. So I was taking from him and paying you back. And that was the plan to do. I'll pay you back. That's what he told him. So here you have a Machis Rishonim in the last story. Did he actually mean to pay him back? Or he just said it because the Kusi signs, it didn't have to be Chil Hashem. But really he didn't plan to pay him back, and he holds the Gezer Krani Mutter. The night so he passed the Gezer Krani is also. Aveido you're not allowed to give back. And to, of course, to not pay back to a goy is mutter, meaning you're allowed to not pay back. Only if there's no Chil Hashem. So for example, if a person buys, this is a classic case. Person gay, he ordered something from Amazon, by mistake he got 2. Then he doesn't have to pay it back. Nobody knows he pays it back. There's no Chil Hashem. It's a mistake that happened. And it's not Xela, it's just, of course, he's not paying back what he owes. But there is a Ber Goyla to remember, with all these shittas, all these things. There are Ber Goyla, when he's speaking about Al Diz Alochis, he writes there, he says, Shano, I never saw anybody that's matzliach, that's successful, from stealing from a goy. Yeah, there's a time to do it. But to build yourself based on theft, even though it's allowed, but it's not the right thing, it's not roy, it's not the right midas. Nobody's successful from there. That's what the Ber Goyla says. We learned before, the din of the king is a din. Now, what does it mean, din of Chusadino? Just to mention it, there's a few shittas in the Mishnah you have to understand it. The Ran in Masechtas Nedarim famously says that the king owns the lands. All the lands in the city in the Medina belong to the king. So he can tell them, you want to live in my land? You have to pay taxes. The Rashbam says no. The truth is that the people of the town, they agreed, they accepted upon themselves to listen to the king. Because if not, everybody's going to kill each other. So it's their acceptance. And the third shit that the Rishonim is less famous is the third shit is that's really part of what Torah gave. The dinim mishpatim is kind of a goyim as well. They also have dinim. They have the right to do it. Bring your raya. The Katli Dikli, they take away trees. The Gashugish, they build bridges. And all the Chacham go on it. They use the bridge. How can you use the bridge? The bridge was stolen. Maybe because the owner was Misyayish. The owner was Misyayish. If there was no why the right? Why are the Miyash? What is Mo'echim Rashi says that it's not enough because there's no Shinu Rishus. Right? Meaning the use should not be enough. We hold you have to have used Shinu Rishus. Here there was no Shinu Rishus. So Rashi there's also Shinu Mais that you don't have there. So Rashi learns that Eich Miyash is why is Miyash enough? The Tosfos learns of Shat is they should have gone and sued them. You should have go and sue anybody who uses the bridge. So why are you saying them Miyash? So one says no, you should see from here didn't Chusadin. So one second, when the people that are building these bridges, they're not listening to the king. The king said, go to the valley and take from everybody. They don't go and take from all valleys, they take only from one place. Because they don't have patience to go to so many places. So that's not a problem. The shliach of the king is like the king. He doesn't have to go and he doesn't have to work hard. The people of that valley, they lost their home. They should have gone and they should have collected the money from all the valleys and give it back. They didn't do it. They waited to see who he's going to choose. Choose one, that's fine. It's still din the mechusadina. Right. So we're going to stop over here. We'll start from here on Shabbos. But the one thing over here to know, just to mention, okay, so just to mention one thing as we finish, we'll stop over here with the Homer Mashkach Midari. But really, what we were learning over here regarding dealing with Chusadino, there's deep inyonim in Agat regarding dealing with Chusadino. We'll get the Yeshiva having in the Shom Machshava. The idea is also it's brought down Dino Mechusa Dino, that just a remez brought down Chazal, that the word Dino represents all Midas Samachos HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's why the letters Dino, Dal Yud Nun Aleph, is the same letters in Chazal and Sefer Zoyar as the name of Hashem Adnus, right? Adoy is Aleph Dalet, then Nun Yud. That's the same letters as Dino. To tell you that when we talk about Dino Mechusa Dino, refers obviously to the king down here in the world who could do it, but it also refers to the Din, the calm from above, and more about that will be expanded in the Shomach Shon Hadaf. In Be'ez Hashem, we'll stop over here, and we should have a wonderful Shabbos, and we will have the Daf and Shabbos at 8 a.m. Be'ez Hashem. Kol Tov.